Hola, cage fighting connoisseurs. This is KidNativeBloodyElbow.com back again after way too long. Enthusiastic, the uncontainable Eugene S. Robinson, author of something,
baby.
Yeah, something, baby. We're here for the Care Don't Care preview of UFC 211, Miocic versus Dos Santos 2, also featuring Joanna Jedrzejczyk versus Jessica Andrade for the women's strawweight title. Jedrzejczyk. What'd I say?
I don't know. You said Anderson.
I said Andrade.
Oh, okay. Did you? No,
yeah.
You didn't say that. Okay. Well, anyway, go ahead.
And yeah. Well, no, you give us a disclaimer because I've got to tweet
out.
Oh,
crybabies, useless eaters. That's a new addition. Crybabies, useless eaters, bedwetters, greedy bread gobblers, work-shy individuals, malingers. This is less about your skills and talents as a fighter and more to do with the marketing heft and weight that WMEIMG puts behind you and your efforts. You want to get off the don't care list, fight an exciting fight. It is possible. Until then, don't come crying to us, bedwetters.
Well said. I'm still slowly sending out the tweet here, but general thoughts on the card, Eugene. What's your care levels after 2 glorious weeks vacationing in Europe, just relaxing on the beach?
Well, you know, I have to say absence as well as absinthe makes the heart grow fonder. I got to a point of jiu-jitsu mania when I was on the road and leaned on some road brothers, rolled with some guys in Brighton. And so I've come back with a renewed appreciation. If your only exposure to MMA has been reading Google news blips and people tweeting you and texting you shit, you start to actually develop a hunger, man. And so I am geeked to be back in front of a TV, which I do not have. I'm not so geeked to have to be hermit crabbing it in front of the fucking show because nobody's invited me over to watch. That I'm not looking forward to, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing the fight. I'm excited. I'm geeked.
Excellent. So let's dive right in.
Also, because we're on the edge of something that might be unprecedented, which I don't think is going to happen. Of course, we'll talk about it. But some people keep asking. It's a question on everyone's lips. Is it possible? Is it possible that a man could fight his way out of the Lost Battalion? And this is what we call the Dos Santos prerogative.
Prerogative.
Or no, I was going for that, the Iger sanction. All those movies in the 70s.
Yeah. I thought
the parallax effect.
Yeah, the Dos Santos paradox, perhaps, or
the Day of the Jackal.
Predicament. What about predicament?
No.
Okay. All right. So it's all happening Saturday night, May 13th in the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. There's 5 fights on Fight Pass, 4 fights on FX. FX, not Fox Sports 1, but FX.
That's weird. Shit. Hold on. I got to write this down. So what do you say? So from Fight Pass to FX.
5 fights on Fight Pass, 4 fights on FX.
Okay.
And then a 5-fight pay-per-view on pay-per-view, including 2 title fights. So it could get.
So on 14 fights.
Let's see, 5 and 4 is 9. Yes, 14 fights. That's Stanford education.
And I got my second kid college bound, and I was exulting at the dinner table, and then I turned to my youngest and I go, "You." And she goes, "Oh no." I go, "Now I can spend all my time and attention on getting you out of state schools."
Isn't paying for college supposed to be like painful? I mean, shouldn't you be sort of like? I know you're proud.
Well, it is painful, but the oldest one is in state, and in state for Berkeley students is only $11,000 a year, which is less.
That smacks of socialism.
Yeah, whatever. I came up with something as a rejoinder to National Socialism, Nazism. I've come up with something else called municipal socialism.
Municipal socialism. I like it. I
would like it known that we got Nazis in the first 3 minutes as well.
Well done. Will the municipal socialists have nice boots? And
they will have nice boots and brooms.
Brooms. Excellent. All right, so let's dive right into it. 5 fights on Fight Pass, starting with light heavyweight Joachim Christensen versus Gadzhimurad Antigulov.
Do not give a fuck.
Me neither. I will be watching with interest, but yeah, don't care right now. Featherweight, Gabriel Benitez versus Enrique Barzola.
I like Barzola because it sounds like Barzini, but fundamentally, a Godfather connection is not going to be enough to make me care about this fight. Don't care. Sorry.
All right.
And I love it. I love it when people's responses, oh, you're going to care about so-and-so. Who was that cat the last fight? Everybody goes, you're going to care about this guy, the Frenchman.
Yeah.
And I'm watching the fight, and I'm like, this fight is fucking bullshit, man. You got to realize that if you're going to fucking extend yourself to say that the guy's going to deliver and he doesn't deliver, you got to cue clown music. You just got to leave after that.
Yeah, just move on down the road. So,
heavyweight every time.
Heavyweight, Chase Sherman versus Rashad Coulter.
Almost because of Sherman, but not quite.
Yeah, no, I'm not there. I like the way Rashad Coulter is sort of a mashup of well-known names, but yeah. All right, featherweight,
Jesse Coulter, Rashad Evans.
Yep. And of course the great Ann Coulter.
Yeah. Who's going out with Dynamite?
Dynamite Jimmy Walker.
God damn it, that's a horrible. The images that put in my head were just terrible.
It really is a ghastly thing to contemplate, isn't it?
Yeah, I have a problem with really tall, rangy women anyway. I don't mind tall women, but tall, really skinny women give me the creeps. They're like spiders or praying mantises,
Let's see. She is very bony.
Yeah.
So, yes. All right. So featherweight, Jared Gordon versus Michel Quinones. Michel?
Yeah, okay. Don't give a fuck.
Yeah, me neither. Women's strawweight, Jessica Aguilar versus Cortney Casey.
Almost, not quite.
Yeah, I don't think Aguilar is quite enough. She's old.
Hey, by the way, man, I got an authority that I was looking for, so I got somebody. All right, thanks. Anyway.
So yeah, Aguilar, old, lost her UFC debut.
Right.
I'm not seeing any shine on that.
I don't give a fuck. So.
All right, now we've got 4 fights on FX, and
wow, that was it. So we got Fight Pass and dusted off.
Boom, 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 boom. I'm telling you, the undercard on this thing, it's a great pay-per-view. The undercard sucks. All right, so
you know what? And if you haven't noticed it, if you're kind of smelling this, you go, man, what does that smell like? What does that smell like? You can't quite put your nose on it. I'm gonna tell you right now, it smells like boxing.
But boxing's been kicking our ass all year.
Yeah, but still, really. What were the undercard fights on any of these boxing matches?
Undercards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I see. Clever. Fiendishly clever, some might say. Yeah. All right, so moving on to the FX card, we've got lightweights, Marco Polo Reyes versus James Vick.
Oh, wow. All right, I'm going to say I care.
You care because
of Vick and Marco Polo to a certain
extent. Name Marco Polo Reyes.
Marco Polo. If he fights that way, then we got trouble. But I care just enough and I've been away enough, so I'm sort of geeked. But I don't care enough to pick Vick really. I don't know if this makes sense.
Well, he beat Abel Trujillo last time out.
Yeah, Abel Trujillo's got a weak head though. But what's Polo's what's his record? I bet you following before you say anything, following the WME methodology, I bet he's one of these unsung or unheard, not so much unsung, but unheralded, like 8-2 guys.
Let's see. He's not on Wikipedia, so I got to go to Sherdog. He's 7-3 and 32.
I was close. That was close.
Yeah, fairly close, and he's got a little 4-fight win streak going. So
3-0
UFC.
If you don't, this is not Apocalypse Now. I don't know that is there a method to my madness? I don't see any method at all. There's a method here.
He also beat the false Dong-Hun Kim, the maestro.
Hey, hold on a second. Can it be said that we care if we don't care enough to make a pick? I mean, it seems like caring qualifies a pick, right?
You would probably say whatever was convenient to you at the time.
All right, I'll pick a Vick
to advance your agenda. I'm a man of principle.
So you're going to pick Marco Polo?
No, I'm going to pick James Vick.
All right, so we got Vick. So we're on the card. We're finally on the card there. All right.
Blood has been drawn. Although it's a stretch to say I care about this fight. I mean, I kind of do, but yeah. All right, now we've got middleweight Krzysztof Jotko against Dave Branch. And these are two names that are not synonymous. These are antinomous. How would you say that? Like, these are the antonyms of excitement, I would say. That Dave Branch is, I hear Dave Branch is fighting.
He's your Francis Carmont corollary.
He's like a lankier Francis Carmont.
Cognate.
Without the intrigue of hating him. I don't even hate him. I just don't care.
Yeah, I'm picking Jotko because of the whole,
Yeah, the whole blatant racism thing. Loving the Polish people as you do. I just, Jotko also boring.
Yeah, I know. This is one of those fights, though, that, I mean, again, I have to go to Daniel Day-Lewis on this one. I finally figured out that the genius of Daniel Day-Lewis is that people are like, man, the guy's so fiery. The only acting that Daniel Day-Lewis does. I'm jet lagged. The only acting he does is at the award shows. Thank you very much for the award. I'm glad that my work has impressed everybody. And people are like, man, there's such a difference between him and the roles that he plays. He's really acting. Nah. He's a guy, when the camera goes is when he lives. The rest of the time with his Michael Jackson wispiness, that's bullshit. He's lower and lower in expectations.
I thought it was more Prince than Michael.
Yeah, whatever. So then anything he does on the screen is like boosh,
Supposedly he's that way on set too. He's in character all the time.
Yeah. Him and Christian Bale. Well, Brando did the same thing to a certain degree, where he would always be talking to like grips about bullshit. Why fucking Brando's talking to that guy about hockey or whatever, because he wanted the rhythm of a real conversation. He didn't want to be actorly, so he wanted the rhythm to have a certain naturalism that you might mind if you're just talking to a guy about, about dentistry.
Inspiring.
So I'm picking Jotko. I'm just geeked. I've
got to draw the line. I'm not making a pick here because I do not care. These guys both bore the pants off me. This fight is going to be a snooze fest. All right.
Okay.
And if it's not, I'll be thrilled.
Okay, good.
Featherweight, Chaz Skelly versus Jason Knight.
I don't give a fuck. I'd like to. Both these guys I figure have been working, but I don't. Sorry.
I mean, Knight's young and he's 1-3 in the UFC. Lost to Kawajiri. He's got a fight of the night. I like Knight.
You like that 1-3 record, huh?
No. 3-1.
You said 1-3.
Well, I meant the other. I meant 3-1. He's only lost once in the UFC.
Yeah, okay. 3-1.
He's won his last 3.
Okay.
He lost to Kawajiri in his UFC debut, which is no shame.
Yep.
And Chase Skelly, he's got a lot of UFC wins. He's got like 5 UFC wins.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Knight was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I would pick him against Skelly.
Skelly had that fun fight with Maximo Blanco. Remember?
All right. I care. But I'm going with Knight.
You going with Knight? I got to go with Skelly then, just to spite you.
All right, good.
Or maybe I'm falling for your trap.
Too late. I wrote it. Once a hand is written, it shall not be unwritten.
Damn your eyes, man. All right, so now we come to the headliner.
All right.
Of the FX card. Lightweights, Eddie Alvarez versus Dustin Poirier.
Man, oh man, we care. What was that quote that Alvarez came up with yesterday that was...
Connor's going to be a great dad?
No, it was kind of fucking misty and woodpiley. It was something about...
very woodpiley. I remembered it was some nonsense. I mean, just utter...
About how the loss to Connor is really what he needed to get him on the right track or some shit like that.
That's right. He's really turning things around.
I was like... I just got this image of dude windmilling out in the fucking. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay.
Unfortunately, he's not.
Okay. All right. No. But so yeah, we care. Do you care enough? Are you bold enough to like crawling out from the cold and put your money on a resurgent? Let me do this. A resurgent. See the fingers?
I see the fingers. But what about Poirier? Poirier, lost to Michael Johnson. Got knocked out by Michael Johnson, which, I mean, nothing against Michael Johnson. He's good, but if you get knocked out by him, that kind of takes some doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I just think the shine is off both these guys. I think if these guys were at their peak, it would be a hard pick, but I'd go with Alvarez.
First of all, we care, right? You care?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we care. I've liked both these guys for a long time. I've enjoyed their work for many years. But Alvarez's loss to McGregor really was heart-wrenching because it just stripped away the illusion of greatness from Alvarez permanently.
But no. I disagree. His loss, in my mind, his loss to McGregor was again, it was a mind issue. You know.
Again, he melted on the big stage.
Yep.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's just like Howard Dean.
And it's a fact that at this point nobody fucking cares. Like we used to talk about that. A buddy of mine was like, I dated a woman who looked like Patrick Ewing.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
Like as tall as Patrick Ewing?
Yeah, the basketball player. And I go, he goes, what do you think about that? I go, I don't know. It sounds pretty terrible because Patrick Ewing is not that attractive, you know, as a woman, yeah, you know. And he's like, yep, I did it. And finally he goes, you want to know why I did it? I go, nah, well, let me guess. And then finally I came up with a bunch of reasons. I go, when you are having sex with a woman who looks like Patrick Ewing, you are as relaxed can be because you just don't give a fuck. So on the one hand, she's super happy to be with you, which is a good thing, and you were completely relaxed, which is a good thing. These are all good things. So maybe Eddie Alvarez is like that guy. He's like, the bloom is off the rose. Nobody gives a fuck about me anymore. I'm off the big stage. Nobody's talking about me being in contention. You know, it's like where Oxbow has been for our entire 30-year career. Nobody gives a fuck what we do. If nobody gives a fuck what you do, you can pretty much do anything. So I'm going to pick Alvarez.
I see. But you see, there's one big problem with your premise, which is the male has to be motivated to perform. And I don't know, at least in my case, if I could perform.
Guy's got a family, got to eat, doesn't want to end up like Chuck Liddell. Fuck
yeah,
that.
but when it's just you and Patricia Ewing there in the dark, and you gotta, you know, be focused and up for the job and deliver. I don't know if you can, you know. And
well, you can because you're relaxed. I mean, how much does it take?
Relax. I mean, I'm relaxed a lot of time. That doesn't mean I'm turgid, you know, and ready for action.
One of my worst occasions were with two sisters, you know, and they were both super hot. And I was just, it was like my porn star friend, Mr. Marcus, used to say, it was a bad day at the office, if you know what I mean.
I see. So it was like Alvarez melting on the big stage. You just
operative word being melting.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
I thankfully just pulled a little shy. I'm saying, this has never happened to me before.
You know, I think the proper approach to that is to like call 911. There's something horribly wrong. There's something horribly wrong.
That's right. You got to double up, not double down.
Yeah, you got to be like
call the cops. They'll know what to do.
But Poirier, I think Poirier might be just almost as diminished as Alvarez. I'm not sure.
You got to make a pick, friend.
You picking Eddie?
I'm picking Eddie.
I'll go with Poirier then.
All right.
Yeah, I'll take Louisiana over Philly anytime, Yankee. Just because you're from Jersey that you like this guy.
I'm not from Jersey. Yeah.
Basically, Jersey from here it all looks.
I've had some good times in Jersey.
Hey, you know, it's the Garden State.
I almost got beaten up by a woman in Jersey.
Hey, that's where Aaron Burr took Alexander Hamilton to gun him down. So
yeah, all right, there you go. Good for you. Good for you to get it out of the gutter.
Yeah, elevated. All right, now we come to the main card. UFC 211, 5 fights.
And this is working a little bit opposite. Now I was a little more charitable on the undercard, as we own in on something that we're now paying for. I'm going to be a little less charitable. So let's go.
I see. Well, I think this is the UFC. This is, to me, a completely stacked pay-per-view card, top to bottom.
Good. All right. Good.
I don't know what kind of numbers it's going to draw because casual fans are idiots, et cetera, and they've burned their brand. Like,
Yep.
let's
Yeah,
nobody has any faith in the UFC qua UFC.
Oh.
But here's the first fight: flyweights, Henry Cejudo versus Sergio Pettis.
Yeah, I fucking care.
Yeah, you care. I mean, both these guys are a little bit prodigal sons, maybe a little gifty, but I care. I mean, you got a guy in Cejudo, Olympic champion, who's kind of been a ne'er-do-well ever since. Lost his last 2 fights, lost his title shot against Mighty Mouse, lost to Joseph Benavidez.
Yeah, it's. I mean, this doesn't even bear a lot of discussion in my mind. I mean, I don't know what you're thinking about this, but I don't see Pettis emerging from this victorious.
Well, I was just going to give the background on Pettis. I mean, he's got a 3-fight win streak going.
Yeah, whatever, man.
But yeah, no, you're not going to. Pettis to me is kind of a bullshit fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's got slick technique.
I feel 100% comfortable with that statement.
Yeah, he's very talented. I'm not questioning his heart. I'm just saying, Cejudo is like a real dude. Like old man strength, hits real hard, no nonsense. Like, and Pettis is basically all nonsense.
Yep.
And yeah, now I think Cejudo's going to school the kid.
Yep.
I mean,
all right.
But
sorry.
That you should be. That was disgusting.
No, I know, and also I've talked to guys who train with him when he rolls through Arizona. They tell me say judo. They tell me he's a fucking mean guy, not a nice guy.
Yeah.
No.
That was clear from the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
However, he's also geekty as all get out and prone to not training and all kinds of stuff. So it makes me very uncomfortable to pick him. But since it's just you and me here, no pressure. I'll pick him. All right. Now we come to a fight. I'm baffled by the booking here. Featherweight, Frankie Edgar versus Yair Rodriguez.
Why does this baffle you?
Because stylistically, Frankie is a nightmare for Rodriguez, and you've got a guy who's got an 8-1 record. He's got 3 straight Fight of the Nights, and he's a tough winner. He's got 4 Fight of the Nights total. He's 24. He's the most exciting Mexican fighter they've got. I don't know how much they're pushing the Mexican market anymore, but why on earth would you put a guy like that with so much potential to be a star in against a guy like Frankie Edgar, who's on the tail end of his career and never drew interest even fighting some of the greatest fights in UFC history? I'm talking about his series with Gray Maynard, but whose style is almost guaranteed to lay and pray Yair Rodriguez to a 3-round decision. I mean, it's a lock. I'm picking Edgar so hard here.
Really?
So I'm rooting. Oh yeah, the style. It's rock paper scissors. Dude. This is paper. Yeah. This is paper versus rock, and
But Yair's a smart guy, right? He's not done anything in the. He's not done anything in the.
You're nominally a smart guy, but look.
He's not done anything in the cage. Give me the sensation that he's stupid enough that he wouldn't say, hey, I think probably what Edgar's gonna do is fucking GSP me, try to Francis Carmont me, try to lay on his problems for fucking 20 minutes. I don't think that's I don't know.
What are you gonna do about it?
Spend the last 3 months working with a fucking
That's like me walking into the lunchroom. I think Nelson Muntz is going to be trying to take my lunch money.
Yeah.
And then what? Better just have it in one hand so it's easy to give to him. That's like.
Yeah. See, but I don't know.
I don't see Yair Rodriguez's entire game is kick based. I just don't see any way.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. We've never seen him. This is
seen him?
No, but we've never seen how good his ground stuff is. Really, have we? I mean, this is
no.
This is the Chuck Liddell parallax effect.
I'm
still these like 1970 films references. Because yeah, right. I saw them filming that. I was going to the Whitney Museum. I must have been about 10 years old. I was like, oh shit, there's Robert Redford. I go, yo, Robert. And he turns around. He's like, "Yeah, I'm in the middle of a scene here in a phone booth. Fuck off, But no. I mean, can he can an older, slower Edgar get clipped trying to do what he does?
Possibly, but I just think Rodriguez's style is too.
Okay. All right. Well, we have some action then.
Yes, we have action. I think
I'm
Edgar's going to land for him.
I'm picking Yair.
You think he's going to knock him out?
I guess he would have to, right? Because that's the only way for him to win it.
Do you realize how hard? Do you want to think just for 1 second about how hard it is?
No, I don't want to think. I don't want to think, because this is, because what you're not factoring in, and I'm happy to have you not factor it in, is the tick-tock of time.
He's only 35. He has been fighting for quite a while, but this is a guy who's literally never been knocked out.
Frankie Edgar.
Frankie Edgar.
Come pretty close.
The Gray Maynard
got
did everything but kill him and eat his brain, but he still didn't knock him out.
Whatever, man. Time is a bitch. And then these guys come in, again, head game. Dallas, Rodriguez, Dallas, fucking Philadelphia. Guy comes into a hostile fucking crowd. It's not, I don't know, not completely Yair Rodriguez's house, but I would guess that there's going to be a little bit more love come in. I don't know. I'm okay picking Yair.
I see. Here's an idea.
And Yair has got a lot to lose versus Edgar, which is, who gives a fuck?
They're putting together a Chambers Brothers reunion, and they want you to be the lead singer. Do you take the gig? Time has come today. Huh?
Yes. Yeah, I take the gig.
You take the gig? Wow. Beautiful. Okay, just wanted to check. All right.
Listen, you will find Oxbow for a long time had this anytime, any place thing. And then when we end up playing guys' living rooms in Krefeld, Germany, is when we had to say, you know what, we need to update our policy. And so now our policy is, how much does it cost to have Oxbow come? So much it hurts.
I see. But I mean, that's the opposite logic of taking a Chambers Brothers reunion fill-in gig.
Correct.
Yeah. So is there any oldies band you wouldn't join the reunion?
I'm assuming they would pay me currently more than I'm getting paid. So anybody who's willing to pay me more than I'm getting paid gets a hearty yes.
I would be astonished if a Chambers Brothers reunion paid better than Ozzy. But anyway,
then you would get a no.
All right. So now we come to the fight that I personally am most excited about. Welterweight, Demian Maia versus Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. This thing with some guys being called George and some people call it Jorge, it totally throws me off. But
yeah. It's all right. God damn, I just got hungry. All right, so I got to go with Friend of Knuckle Up.
Of course.
I got to go with Gamebred. Spent time on a busy schedule, not once but twice to come into the show. Plus, I think betting on a guy who's a motherfucker on the floor, but that he's just a motherfucker on the floor.
His takedowns are pretty good.
Yeah, and
his takedowns are devilish.
Yeah. I mean, once he gets him down, I think, I don't know. I think dude is maybe fast enough to get up quick enough if he can, but I'm giving it on the feet to and you can't. He's unflappable. It's not like he's not gonna get the yips. He's not gonna get. I'm just going with Gamebred. That's it. Yeah,
this is some spiteful bookmaking it here. I mean,
a little bit, but that's been the earmark of George's career, right?
Yeah, and Maia too. They're trying to get rid of one of these guys.
Yeah, they booked them. They booked them, and they have booked them like they don't like them, like that P Diddy line. We date them, or Biggie line. We date them like we hate them.
If they were blonde and their name was Chase or Paige or Sage, they'd be but they're not, and WME likes the blonde pretty kids. And
I don't know so much if that's WME. I'm going to put on their shoulders. If that's been a long-standing Baldwin thing, this Boston idea of what constitutes all American, and that's completely it. So
and so I'm going to go with Maia just because to me this is a very hard fight to pick, and you picked Masvidal.
Yep.
So I'm going to pick Maia.
Keep in mind, I love Maia, but I just can't go against a Friend of Knuckle Up.
Yeah. I feel you there. And Masvidal has been on a hot streak. I mean, Masvidal had all the skills and has had all the skills for a long, long time. He's added this new ingredient called killer instinct.
Anger. Oh, yeah. I was going to say anger. Yeah, okay, right.
Yeah, right. He's fighting to kill. And Maia has also been a man on a mission recently and is always honing his game. And it's so asymmetrical that he's a live threat to beat anybody. It's like, who's going to beat Demian Maia on the ground? I mean, maybe Jacare, but otherwise that's yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so, so I think Maia's a live one, has a chance.
Oh, you made your pick.
Yeah, I made my pick. All right, and now women's strawweight title fight.
Yep.
Joanna champion, since I can't pronounce her last name to anyone's satisfaction except mine. I call her Jedrzejczyk, and I'm happy with that.
Jedrzejczyk.
Jedrzejczyk. That's what I just said. Jedrzejczyk.
Yeah, okay.
Jedrzejczyk, whatever. Against Jessica Andrade, a name I pronounce flawlessly. Jessica.
Yeah. I love them both. But
they are both very fun fighters.
And I would have to say that the scare that was thrown into Jedrzejczyk, the last fight, which I think she barely fucking won, would have affected a course readjustment that makes her harder to be beaten against an Andrade than she would have been had she fought her a few months ago. So I feel okay picking Joanna.
Yeah. This is tough. Now that you picked up Joanna, I don't know. I feel like the Kowalkiewicz fight was like one of those things where, since they were both Polish, I think they were inside each other's head a little bit, stylistically a little similar.
Yep.
And I think Joanna feasts on these Brazilian chicks. Like, I don't think there's any head game there, but Andrade hits real hard.
Yep.
And I think she's got a puncher's chance, a real serious puncher's chance.
Enough for you to pick her?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm just trying to get some drama for the show.
But then okay. So
there you go. I'm
on the edge of my seat, waiting for you to make your pick.
How long does it last?
It's a 5-rounder, right?
Oh yeah.
I give it the 3rd round.
You think she finishes her, huh? Because
wow.
Andrade fades.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I don't have a good feeling about Andrade in the championship rounds, but I think it goes into him. I think she finishes her in the 4th round. But,
okay.
We'll see.
But you're picking Joanna.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. All right. And now the heavyweight title fight that I don't know that anybody's really been demanding to see this.
Well, you got to keep this is more about keeping Miocic busy.
Yeah. And somebody hates Junior Dos Santos. That's maybe his ex-wife and manager. Yeah, I mean, there really weren't a lot of other options, but it's like their last fight, I didn't feel like left a lot of unanswered questions.
Yep.
Did you?
No.
I mean, do you see a roadmap to victory for Junior here?
I mean, what we're hoping for is Cinderella's story.
You know,
not making the Caddyshack thing.
It was painfully unfunny though, because it made me, the first thing that came to my mind when you did that was remembering what Cain Velasquez did to Dos Santos.
Right, which is why he did it. Yeah.
And the way that Dos Santos was turned from this bright, shiny, almost Apollo-like figure of male athleticism and intelligence and skill and speed. I mean, fight IQ, you know, and turned into a shambling slugger, you know. I mean, and yeah, I mean, and that trilogy of doing Cain, Mark Hunt, Cain back to back to back.
Yeah.
That took so much out of his brain, and then he had to fight Miocic after that, and yeah, I just I don't see Dos Santos is beyond the Lost Battalion. He's
which makes a possibility of his fucking Phoenix-like emergence from that, something no one has ever done before, actually delightful. The possibility of it. I mean, I agree with you. I don't think he's going to do it, but you know, I mean, it depends. You know what? It depends on everything but him. It depends largely on how fat and happy Miocic has allowed himself to get. And if you don't think that this is a real thing, it's a fucking real thing. When you show up in the airport and people have signs with your name, and you're getting the Cleveland Browns and the Cleveland Indians are inviting you, and the mayor's giving you the key to the city, and you can't pay for a drink in the town anymore, you'd be surprised. That shit start like when I was on Leonard Part 6, I couldn't even put my robe on without somebody helping me, and I go home the day the film wraps. I put my robe on. I'm like, where's my spoiled,
you say.
shit you get used to it fast, and all of a sudden you're fucking waist deep in water that's sucking you down here. How did I get here? Man, you got juked. And so to be a successful repeat champion, you have to be almost preternaturally paranoid. Like Tony Montana says, I'm paranoid.
This would be his second title defense. Don't forget he beat Alistair Overeem after taking the title from Verdum. So
yeah, but the possibility, I mean, everybody was looking for that to happen, right? They say you're not a champion until you defend your challenger.
Yeah.
So he's got that monkey off his back. Who knows? It's been more time between that fight and this than it's been more time between that fight and this fight than that fight and the fight before.
You're reaching, you're straining.
I'm trying to help the guy.
You don't believe any of this.
Drama. I'm trying to introduce some drama.
I know you will. You do not believe a thing you're saying.
All right.
Come on.
I'm trying to help the guy.
I mean, if it was anybody but the ghost of Junior Dos Santos here, like.
All right, so hold on. You're picking Stipe then.
Oh God, yes. I
almost want to just give it some action and just be really
step up, tough guy.
Nah, I'm not doing that.
Do I have to? If I could remember the '80s new wave band, I want to compare your haircut to. You would be so pissed at me, but I can't.
Kid and Play.
No, it was like a synth pop group, but they had a black guy with a little haircut like you have at the top. Like the little thing, the spit curl there.
No, it's because of your lack of depth. I'm going with Nat King Cole.
Nat King Cole? When did Nat King Cole ever have a haircut like that?
I have the fucking picture I sent the hairstylist. I'll show you that picture exactly.
What year was this?
It's a Getty image, and he's got a long cigarette holder, and he's like, I go, man, I sent it to the hair guy. I go, I want that. The problem is that it takes you gotta do it, right? And I don't have a hairstyle. I don't have a hairstylist at my house 24 hours a day, so I can't. And I don't have the patience to be sitting there with the hair dryer and the fucking gels and the ointment. So just transmogrifies into what I got now.
Yeah. So the Nat King Cole concept, very stylish. Gentleman.
There was a boy.
Nature Boy, a very
strange and I love that thing that Fred Sanford always used to do when he would sing Billy Eckstein. If I didn't care, and his hand would be this palsy thing.
But I think it's looking more like Bobby Blue Bland. You know who that was?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember his haircut? He had that weird conk and his hairline was receding.
What was Bobby Blue Bland? Did he do that one? Nobody Loves a Loser. Wasn't that his song? I know I'm an alcoholic. Sometimes I regret it. Especially when the liquor store won't give me any credit. Nobody loves a loser, baby. Everybody wants to win. The poker
I was thinking of farther up the road, turn on your love light. I pity the fool, but
I pity the fool.
But the do a Google image search on Bobby Blue Bland because.
And I tell you, I'm holding my fire because it's our show versus my show, but I got a lot of good fucking tour gossip and shit.
Well, knuckle up on Sunday.
That's what I'm saying, man. It might be a little bit of a longer show to get all that juicy, crazy.
Well,
shit.
You owe us like 2 knuckle ups.
Yeah. Also, what?
It's the first time you've ever missed a knuckle up for any reason. And you missed 2.
True. Wow. That's true. And we had 5 friends of Knuckle Up show up at Oxbow shows. So like I said,
wow, how many of them had to be disarmed?
Even a tramp like me has somewhere as a brother who will not deny him bowls of soup. So it was nice seeing everybody.
That's stirring and touching. And it's a good time to do our plugs because we've done our show. Zane and the gang will have the MMA section tomorrow. Yes, you're conflating your Zane noise with the thumbs up thing you do on.
I forgot that when I talk that I'm on camera.
Yeah,
So this was just a message for you, actually.
I'm the one that should be mad at you after the tasteless transitional joke.
I was wondering if you were gonna.
I was watching that shit live, you know, and it's not that I'm offended; it's that like,
well,
that shouldn't be joking. And we, you know, if somebody wants to transition, hey, more power to them. Come on, Eugene, get up to date. Your '80s homophobia is dead.
no, it was not homophobia at all, and it wasn't pejorative, man.
I see.
I was applauding your efforts to look at life from both sides now.
Yeah. You might want to look into the Richard Simmons lawsuit. Did you see he reemerged from seclusion to sue somebody who claimed that he was?
But you know what, man? Listen, you know what? I love Richard Simmons, but who was it that said? Elizabeth Taylor, who said she heard some young star complaining about losing the anonymity, and she was like, You do 3 bad movies in a row, you'll have all the anonymity you need. You know, it's like you don't want people fucking with you. Nobody said you got to live in Los Angeles.
Richard hasn't been seen in public in literally years. There was a whole podcast about where is Richard Simmons. Like people thought he was.
Listen, man, listen. There are tons of people who we haven't heard from for years. We don't give a shit.
No, I mean, people were looking for him and couldn't find him. Like there was serious live speculation, like a whole podcast series about whether or not his assistant had made away with Richard and was spending his money. It's good to see Richard back in the spotlight. Come on.
I've always liked him.
Yeah. Like one of the great, I'd say
even though I find it curious, slightly curious that Jack LaLanne looked fucking yoked until he died. And the other fitness guy, Richard Simmons, is not looking great, you know?
Well, I'd say that's the difference between calisthenics and aerobics.
Right.
So I'd say Jack LaLanne won that one.
Hey, listen, I have a public plea to body weight guys, because you know I'm a strict weightlifter guy, but I think it'll help with my jiu-jitsu, chin-ups, pull-ups. So I need some advice from any of y'all who are strict body weight exercisers. Okay, this is pull-up. This is chin-up, right? Help me if I'm wrong. This is wide grip chin. So if I'm going to do a workout that's composed of chin-ups and pull-ups, and I could do them to the back or I could do them behind the neck, give me a workout, give me a body weight exercise workout with chin-ups and pull-ups that makes sense. Am I doing 5 here, and then 6 reps? Just give me the breakdown. Do it in the comments, or email me, tweet me, or
I don't know anything about this, except I know you can jack your rotator cuff if you do that stuff the wrong way.
Behind the neck is fucked because you never do anything in nature that way. So I would pretty much disregard the behind neck stuff. But I still got the chip pull-ups.
Yeah, you can do the regular pull-ups and chin-ups all day, but do not do that behind the neck stuff.
Yeah. So anybody who's doing it, I want to hear about your results. Let me know. Give me a routine. I'll try it because I need to start doing it.
All right. Are you done now? Because I have Twitter accounts to plug.
Go ahead. Do it.
At Eugene S. Robinson. At Kid Nate. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to MMANation.com on YouTube. Subscribe to MMA Nation on iTunes. Get the audio without the ugly. Read Eugene at Aussie.com. Read me at BloodyElbow.com.
And buy that Oxbow record.
And buy the Oxbow record as the book. And the book is still available. You're not.
I think I said 67. I actually did a count, and it's like probably a 97. I just looked at the box and got it wrong. So, but once that's done, that's absolutely done. The printing press has been destroyed. I've not made e-copies. It's done. So it is a rare collector's item. You should get the thin black book. Some guys are like, I saw you in France. I was gonna get it, but now, hey man, if you're in Europe or not someplace not America,
what do you have to do to get the thin black book again?
You have to PayPal me $25 and you get this 80+ page full color gold embossed cloth.
I'm gonna be doing that immediately after the show.
Yeah, so. It's actually, if you want to understand what the Thin Black Duke is about, you got to get the Thin Black book. So
again, I thought it should have been called the Thick Black Duke, but you know.
I lost weight on this tour, man. I'm getting fucking brutalized here in jiu-jitsu with these guys. Like,
good. I think it's good for you. Good. I'm glad to hear it. All right. So I think that's our show. What's that look for? I can't root against you in jiu-jitsu?
No. I'm an old man. What is it proved? You're beat up an old man. Are you happy? You happy?
I'd love to see that. All right. So, and then Zane and I'll have the 6th round Saturday night after the fight. So, adios, MMA aficionados. Thanks, Eugene. We'll see you next time.
All right, man. Later.